Hello and welcome back to Eurotrip. Today we are in part 7 and we carry a load of empty pallets in this double trailer. We are still in Spain and we will be heading to Lisbon in Portugal. So we will basically head eastwards. No, we don't head eastwards. West. We will head west first and then we will go southwards through most of Portugal. Lisbon is about in the middle. What? Are you driving or these undecisive people? what was I saying? Yeah, Lisbon is about in the middle of Portugal, and this is where we will be heading. This is actually my second attempt in this video for part 7 because the first attempt was basically very bad for audio. I exchanged my flimsy, very cheap mic arm for a little bit stronger one, but unfortunately I messed up the distance for the mic, so my voice sounded very far away. But I just got back to León again and give it another try today. But I really had to replace this cheap mic arm because it was so bad. The mic was a little bit too heavy for the joints, and even if I fixed the screws all the way where I was pretty worried they might actually break, it still couldn't hold up the weight more than a few minutes. So the mic always pointed in a different direction than I needed, and it just got on my nerves, so I bought a more expensive one. And I guess that's what they say when you say buy cheap, buy twice. So it might be a helpful lesson for myself. At least I hope it will be. So I checked the brake time and the fuel tank before I got to my trailer, so both should be fine. The brake time might be a little close because it's always around 1.5, 2 hours left, where it reminds us to slowly get some sleep, but it should be good all the way to Lisbon. And if not, we will take a break somewhere in between. And for personal comfort, because it's pretty hot today, I put some cold barley tea next to my desk. So maybe if the head tracker goes wild, I'll probably taking a sip to cool down. Unfortunately, this weather is a little bit rainy today. Let's see if it will be like this all the way down to Lisbon, or if we get lucky and it will stop at some point. Let's take a little bit of air in, maybe a few raindrops. Yeah, I like the beautiful bad weather mode I have in, so it's not just rain, but also this little thunderstorm going on, sometimes a little bit of mist or something. Changes things up a little bit. It's a pretty decent amount of traffic lately, since we had quite a few night drives where there's basically almost no no traffic at all, except a few stragglers maybe. So you can just go at your own pace for the most time. So it's fun to have to actually be a little bit careful again. Is what I'm saying, and then Probably a few minutes later I'll crash into something because I actually didn't pay attention. Like these kinds of situations where they pull out even if there is a truck right in front of them. Yeah, I knew I should have just almost stopped and let the first one in at least, but I hoped it will go well. Oh boy. And in my last attempt for this video it was all so smooth. But of course I have to fix it and mess up all the driving. I need to take the rainy, wet roads into account, right? Well, there goes my hard-earned money. At least I can count on my employees who can earn back my losses. Where's the speed trap? I don't see anything. But maybe they are hidden somewhere. Please stay in your lane. Alright, it's not only the wet road, I also need to think about the trailer, which is longer than usual. So many things to be mindful of. And Portugal is already shown on the signs above, so the border won't be that far anymore. These are the radar traps. But the only way we can go over the speed limit here is if we have a nice downhill road. And here we are, Portugal.
The point of payment for travel. Slow down the speed.
And in Portugal we have quite a few toll gates we have to go through. And I always have to check which gates we can pass with our automatic payment. And it's especially not difficult, but I need to be especially careful when I change countries, because sometimes you are used to going to the left and then you cross a border and then you suddenly all the gates you can pass are on the right. So wow, and suddenly we are departed from Portugal and headed to Silent Hill, as it seems. Let's drive a little bit careful. This is actually a little bit challenging. I like it.
The point of payment for travel. Slow down the speed.
This time the gates were so hard to make out. These AI drivers.
Keep right.
should have gone to the driver academy. Yeah, let's keep it on the cautious side again. The 2 accidents we had already are enough for today. At least, I hope so. Unfortunately, it's not much of a view right now.
The point of payment for travel. Slow down the speed.
Oh, and the view is coming back. It was a nice change of pace to have a little mist around and not being able to see pretty far. Now we can step on it again. And we also aren't that far away from our destination. Although it's already 8 p.m., so looking at the ETA, it's gonna be around 10. We will arrive in Lisbon and can get rid of our cargo. Hope it won't be too dark. Not this time. I be careful in the next part where they come in. And it's getting dark already. Unfortunately.
The point of payment for travel. Slow down the speed.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. At the roundabout, take the third exit. Keep right. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now.
Oh, what happened? Little crash.
Get ready to turn right.
Hope everybody is safe.
Turn right, and then turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
Oh. I'd love to say even I can't mess this one up, but who knows? Nice. First try. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. We had a nice bad weather tour today. And we already made our way to Portugal, and the next time we will probably head back to Spain and find our way to one of the many harbors and see where it will take us. Maybe Italy, maybe Greece, I'm not sure. This will be something we can look forward to the next time. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit and will come back for another video. And I wish you a great time and see you again. Bye!